Okay, what's up, people? It's your boy Dread from ForYouMouth.com, sitting here right now with a star in the making. An artist that you guys, if you don't know, you need to know. Kenny Wesley. Kenny Wesley, what's up?
What's going on, sir?
Can you tell the people a little bit of your background?
Yeah, I'm a singer from Jacksonville, North Carolina originally. I'm currently in the D.C., DMV area. I've been here about 13 years. Started singing when I was in diapers, according to my mother. Started taking private piano lessons around age 9. Played all the way through high school, taking lessons. Got in the band. Started writing songs around the same age 8 or age 9. And when I got in college, I started taking private voice lessons and really got a lot more serious about songwriting.
What was the first song that you wrote that you just knew that this wanted to be something that you wanted to do the rest of your life?
That's a hard question because I always knew that I would be performing and I would be singing.
Okay.
But at the time when I was in college, just to rewind back a minute, I was studying pre-medicine because my parents didn't support the idea of pursuing a degree and a professional career as a musician. But the dream and the passion was always there. I sang in the choir in college and continued writing. And so, yeah, I always saw myself as a musician. But I decided to be an artist around my junior year in college.
Oh, okay. What do you like more than the other, performing or just writing the song or actually going in the studio and dropping the vocals?
I like all three. I can't really pick because the writing part is like therapy because you really get to kind of just write what you're feeling or write your interpretation of things that you observe. When you're in the studio, it's like you're painting a picture. You're like creating art in that moment. That's when it goes from like being something that's on a sheet of paper or on a tape recorder to actually being an actual product that you know people will listen to for the rest of their lives. The live performance aspect is more about like creating an experience. It's like you really wanting to touch people and send them on with something really special that they can't have forever unless they bootleg, you know. I like all three. They're different though.
What do you see yourself when you compare to the artists that's right now that's out? Where do you see yourself and why?
Wow, that's a good question. In terms of creativity, I think that I'm on par with everything that's out there. However, on par meaning quality level. The content is unique, and I think because of that, I will, continue to stand out, and I think that's the beauty of being an independent artist, that you have the liberty to kind of go wherever you want, and you don't have to chase trends. You can create your own trends.
Also, too, you have an album coming out May 15th. What's the name of that again?
Yes, sir. It's called The Real Thing, and you can get it on pre-sale now for $1.07 at kennywesley.bandcamp.com. It's funk, it's pop, it's soul, it's just good old-fashioned, gritty, fatback and cornbread music.
I was telling somebody about it recently, and I was like, he got 12 tracks for like $1.07. Like, you can't beat that. He's like, that's crazy, $1.07. I'm like, yeah, man, he's going to kill him with this one. And honestly, I said it to you before, but people, if you didn't hear his music before, you need to hear it. He actually has a great sound. I think he called his nerd soul.
Some people have referred it to that. My nickname is the Soulful Nerd.
Soulful Nerd. Can you explain that again too? because I mean people probably wouldn't understand it, but me kind of knowing a little bit about you, you're very well spoken, well educated, multilingual, and then going ahead and being able just to express yourself throughout, your writing and your music is like, I can see where it comes from, but can you explain it in your own words?
Yeah, I feel like Soulful Nerd was something that I created to express as best as I can my artistry. I think of my artistry, I consider it a paradox. It's not 100% soul, it's not 100% pop. When you look at me, you would think, okay, this guy's either going to sing some R&B or some gospel, and he's going to talk about, the price of tea in China and going to bed with his girl. But, I could talk about anything. I have the flexibility to do that. I have a lot of different interests, like you mentioned. Mm-hmm. And I think Soulful Nerd is the epitome of that. It's the juxtaposition of all of those things combined into one. Basically, I'm not what you expect. I'm soulful, but I'm more than that.
Oh, okay. Also, you have a tour for the album this May 15th. Can you tell them where you're going to be and where they can go ahead and look online to know about the tour?
Yeah, the tour is going to kick off in D.C. at Bohemian Caverns. And we're going to Baltimore on the 17th. We're going to do an in-studio performance there at WEAA. The 24th, I believe, is the next one. I'll be in Montclair, New Jersey at Dinker House. Mm-hmm. And that evening, or that night, I'll be in Harlem at Billy's Black. The following day, I'll be performing one song at the Soul Tracks 10-year anniversary, and the other dates are forthcoming. We're still inking a lot of different deals, so please stay on the lookout. You can find everything at KennyWesley.com.
Also, too, you were saying something about part of the tour is going to be done overseas?
Yeah, so like that length of that part of the tour and the southern part of the tour, those dates are forthcoming. The end of June, I'll be in Europe, Western Europe mainly. We'll be in UK, France, Spain, Switzerland, and probably Germany as well. So in the next probably month or so, all the dates should be up there.
As far as online media and social sites and things of that nature, how do you think it plays a part in helping you build your brand and, reach your consumer? And what do you think that it does for the music industry today?
I think it does for me what it does for a lot of other independent artists. I can't really speak for the mainstream artists, but for us, it gives us a bit of leverage in as much as we can contact as many people as we can find online to let them know about our music when we wouldn't have access to them via radio or via television, because it's just more competitive in those other two categories. And unfortunately, there's some illegal black market kind of stuff, bribery stuff going on in those other two lanes. So it's a little more difficult to be visible in those other places until you get to a certain amount of notoriety where people just start calling you to do stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But, I love it because you have artists who really make a living primarily off of their fans online. And some artists are not even touring. They're just really having performances and live shows on their websites, on YouTube, on Ustream, and their fans are staying connected to them that way. And it's very lucrative to a few artists, and I think it's going to become more and more popular, that type of approach to artistry and marketing.
Yeah, I mean, one artist that had passed away that I had met from Atlanta, Georgia, her exact words in an interview to me told me, I'm an independent artist, but I live like a major artist. I think she sold 120,000 units independent.
Wow.
You know, and it took her like maybe 6 months or a year. It's not like she sold them in a week, but I mean, 120.
Impressive a year.
Yeah, she was doing really well. You know, and she had worked with a ton of guest appearance on this or guest appearance on her own mixes and things of that nature. Is there anybody that you know in the business right now that you would love to collab with or get a feature on your stuff?
I would love to collaborate with anybody, as long as they're positive, good energy, and there's some talent there. Somebody off the top of my head, I love Rochelle Farrell. I'd love to work with her. I'd love to work with Maroon 5, Adele, who else? Katy Perry, Leanne LaHalvas. She's incredible. Alice Smith. I'm open to it.
What were some of the artists that you listened to growing up?
Really a little bit of everything. A lot of gospel when I was younger. My parents, like a lot of African Americans, didn't allow us to listen to secular music. But for some reason, I think like when I got in like later in high school, they were a little more lenient about it. But even when they wouldn't let us, we would sneak and watch Video Soul on Saturday mornings and listen to the radio and stuff. But so a lot of gospel early in life. Then started listening to a lot of Whitney, Luther, and artists like that. And in high school, I started listening to jazz. Dionne Warwick, I started listening to her. Kurt Elling, a little bit later, when I got in college. Al Jarreau, yeah, a lot of different people.
Well, also, too, if someone was listening to you right now and they were inspired, you know, an artist that wants to go independent, didn't know how, didn't have anything, but had some really good material, at least they were told so, what would you instruct them to do if you can give them 3 steps to help them get started?
Wow, 3 steps. Join your local music association. Every region should have one. Step 2, join the Grammys. And there's different regions, regional chapters for that as well. Step 3, join a PRO, copyright your music, and join a PRO, which is called a professional rights organization, meaning it's a company that makes sure you get paid. So like if your stuff is played on the radio or, it's in a movie, they make sure that the money is collected and they send you a check 4 times a year. The purpose of the first 2 things is so you can meet other artists and you can meet other people in the industry and build relationships. And in building the relationships, you're going to be learning from them because you'll be observing what they do, how they interact. You're going to observe how they perform, their approach to their craft. And it's all about learning. And the more you connect to other people and continue to develop, opportunities are bound to happen if you stay positive.
Okay, all right. Can you tell the new fans that you just gained by hearing this interview where they can get up with you online and your social sites as well?
You can find me at KNNYWESLEY.com. Yeah.
You kill that every time, man. You kill that every time. And the social sites as well.
Yeah. Twitter.com/KNNYWESLEY. That's it. You can find me everywhere like that. Facebook is the only different one. That's Soulful Nerd.
Soulful Nerd. Okay. Or do you interact with your fans on your social sites as well?
Do I have any what now?
Have you interacted with any of your fans on your social sites?
Oh, all the time. Yeah. You know how sometimes you tweet people that are kind of well-known and they don't respond back. That is definitely not me. I respond to everybody. If I had like 1 million followers, then it'd probably be harder to actually see all the tweets, but I don't have that many.
Well, you're definitely on the way there, though. You're definitely on the way there.
I got 2, 3, 4. I ain't doing too bad.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I was going to ask you, for as anybody that you're working with now, do you want to mention anybody that you're working with or any upcoming artists that you might be trying to help develop?
Thank you. Yeah, there's this young girl that I'm doing some vocal arranging for on her new album. Her name is Meg Elizabeth. She has some great songs, and she's only 17, and she just picked up a piano and a guitar within the last 2 years and started writing songs. And when you hear this album, it's quite impressive. I think she'll go very far. Also, Duran Bernard. I'm sure a lot of your listeners are familiar with him. He's quite well known on YouTube, but he has a new album coming out very soon, and it's terrific.
Okay. You said these 3 words one time when we spoke, and it was to all of the newer people that were coming up. And I just want you to explain why when I say them. You said study your craft. Because I just want to give one example. I know many singers that never took vocal training. But they don't understand to bounce around on stage like that, you're going to need that vocal training.
Well, the main reason you want to study is so you can be your best.
Sure.
You always want to know enough so you have lots of colors to paint with. So hypothetically, we have the example of a painter. If he only has white and black on his canvas, that's the only thing he can create. He can't create a tree that has leaves. He can create some black branches and put black leaves, but that's not what a real tree looks like. But the more colors he has, the more options he has to what he can create. So it's the same with studying. The more that you learn about anything in life, period, it just allows you to be able to create more and to be able to express more. So on a technical level with singing, the more you learn about singing, the healthier your voice will be, and it'll serve you well into your upper years. A lot of singers who do not study, even some who do, but they have bad habits, they tend to develop nodules, and nodules are kind of like calluses that develop on your vocal cords from overuse. For example, you're doing like tours where you're doing multiple shows a week, you're not sleeping much. If you don't have solid technique with that type of schedule, it's almost inevitable for you to damage your voice permanently.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, diet, lots of different things factor into the health of your voice because it's a muscle like anything else.
Hey, that I do get, but I didn't know that you could actually get something like a callus on your vocal cords. That's big.
Mm-hmm.
That's a part of learning your craft and knowing it the best you can. So it's just like in like any athlete, to be honest.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to hold you up too long. I know you're probably in the studio giving out some more tracks, but you guys got to check them out on SoundCloud too. I'm telling you, you got like at least 3 to 5 songs you're gonna like fall in love with, like as soon as you hear them. And usually I don't play them back to back for myself, but I actually did. So I'm actually a fan. So I know you guys are gonna like it when you hear it. Definitely catch up on them. Catch up with them on Facebook and Twitter. I'll throw his links around for you guys. And you heard him, May 15th, the album comes out. It's $1.07. You can get on pre-sale now, 3 songs now and the rest on the 15th?
Yes, sir.
I still don't like that part. That part I don't like. Everything else is cool, you know. But you guys are going to definitely like the album. Make sure you check it out. And definitely catch him on Twitter. You know, probably the album will be trending or something. So thank you for coming through. Is there anything you want to say to the fans? Oh, anytime. Is there anything you want to say to your fans that they might not know about you or something that's coming up?
If there's something that you feel passionate about, follow your heart, follow your gut, believe in yourself.
Okay. See, there you go, guys. Believe in yourself. Like I said, Kenny, thanks for coming through. May 15th is the album, guys. Check him out on tour. If you don't know the tour dates, like he said, they're still inking some of them. It's going to be on his website, and I'm sure he's going to promote them through his social sites. So definitely catch up with them, and I'll throw the links on the article so you guys can see it. And Kenny, thanks again for coming through.
Thank you, brother. Peace out.